Orale raza, G Funky Boxing of HCP. That's Hispanics Causing Panic. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button for me, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I got a goal here. I'm close to 500 subscribers, so do me a favor, man, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. We got a real good show for you guys tonight. Really good stuff we got going on here tonight. I'm waiting on my co-host D-Style Boxing to show up. He should be here very soon. Actually, he's here now. How about that?
Para bailar la bamba. Para bailar la bamba se necesita una poca de gracia. I had to fix that song. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Because I heard Black and Brown sing that song. I don't know, man. I'm kidding. How's it going?
Oh, it's going well, man. Man, speaking of Black and Brown, he's gonna be live tonight after I go off the air here. So make sure that you guys all head over there because he's got a show lined up for you guys. So, but yeah, man, I'm doing good, man. We had a hell of a show last night, man. We had the trainer of the year for 2020, Teofimo Senior, and
according to the ring,
yeah, and we had a ball. Let me tell you. I know most of you guys that will be here were most likely there last night with us as well. But what we're gonna do here is I got some clips from the interview from last night that we're gonna show, and we're just gonna give our opinions on Teofimo's thoughts. We didn't really get a chance to do that because we still had a show planned after the interview with him was done. So D-Style, that's what we're going to do here tonight, man. We're just going to, check out these videos here and let you guys know what we think. Before I get into the videos here, I want to make sure I say what's up to the carnales that are here. We got No Paul. He says, salute to the HCP Uncensored Familia. A-Rod 83 Boxeo. Saludos, raza. Chicano Prophet is here. He says, salute to the HCP Familia. Mr. Sinister, saludos, gente. And we got Run PMC says, what's going on, everyone? Yeah, man. This is going to be a good show, guys. I'm ready to give my thoughts on what went down. But let us know in the comments, guys. What did you guys think of the interview, man? Did you guys like it, or did you feel like there was some stuff that was left out or anything like that? Let us know in the chat. But we're gonna get into these clips here, man, and just check them out real quickly, man. You ready, D-Style?
Yeah, and I just want to let you guys know, man, that February 5th will be the 1-year anniversary of HCP, and I'm planning to definitely do a show that day, right? Just letting everybody know now. That way you know now. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
of course,
man.
I'm ready. I was, dude, this Hispanic Causing Panic, bro. I was born ready. Like I was born ready.
Absolutely, man. I can't believe, man, 1 year already. That's a fast year, bro, to be honest with you. But this year was pretty crazy, man.
Yeah,
So
COVID fucked everything up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I feel like protesting the fact that this year was so short. Maybe I'm gonna go to the nation's capital right now.
It's a revolution, bro. I thought you knew.
You're gonna pepper spray me. I'm gonna walk away. I don't know why they pepper sprayed me. It's a revolution.
I don't know what happened.
It's not like the Beatles song, okay? It's gonna be a revolution. That's not what this is.
Yeah.
Right?
Shout out to the Fab Four. That, by the way, as you can see, I got the Abbey Road shirt on. I got the album somewhere in this collection here of albums that I got. Great album, great band. But yeah, let's get into
there were the BCP, the British Causing Panic, like back in the 60s.
The British invasion.
Not. They were controversial, believe it or not.
They were at the head of that British invasion, that's for sure, man. But here I'm going to play a clip here, guys, for you guys to listen to. I got about 7 clips here that we're going to check out. I'm going to save the best stuff for last, and I think you guys know which the best stuff is from that interview. But I believe this clip here is of
There's a
him.
lot of good shit, but yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, D-Style, do us a favor if you can, man. For anybody that hasn't seen it yet, um, throw the link to the interview, in there
Yeah,
in the chat somewhere.
we'll get there. No problem. But let's get it started. We'll shoot at the end. We don't need them leaving right now. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay, so here we go, man. I believe this clip here is his thoughts on the Nagatani win.
The Nakatani fight was definitely underrated. We see that now. He knocked out Verdejo, right? So that win's aging well.
But listen to me.
Yeah.
When people, you see, this is what I like about boxing. When people, I'm winning the game, bro, because I said Nakatani was not no fucking walkover. I said that shit a long time ago. And he fought a confused Teofimo Lopez in that fight. That shit's never gonna happen again. Me and my son are tight now. He's with his wife. Everybody's happy. He came back to Vegas. He's with me. So that's what it is, man. And I told everybody, this guy's a tough dude, bro. He just keeps on coming. So you better be ready for 12 rounds with this guy.
Definitely. I agree with what he said there. Nagatani, definitely a tough SOB. We got a few new people here. MMA Champ says, yo. Mexican boxing community says, saludos HCP. Tio Senior planning on Haney fight. Yes, absolutely. We're going to definitely get into that. And we got Bruce Goes here. What's going on, Bruce Goes? So, yeah, what do you think about that, D-Style, what he said there about Nagatani?
I liked it. And you know what? And I want to make sure that people understand this. Like, if you've never come to our channel, I could see why some people can be like, man, these guys are just agreeing with everything that Teofimo Sr. has to say. And no, these are literally things we've already said. Like in this whole year, like for the last 11 months, right? And I said at the time, I said, you know what? Like, I think people are over, especially after you knocked out Comey, especially after that, I said, people are underestimating Nakatani. They're not giving him the respect he deserves. Like, you don't just go the distance with a Teofimo Lopez who's putting everybody to sleep, right? And then it confirmed it when he beat Comey. You know what I mean? So that's what I was thinking. And he kind of, I think he elaborated a little bit. And I never heard the interview where he said it, but I believe him, of course. But I believe it, yes. I'm pretty sure he understands that this kid went 12 rounds. I do want to remind people, despite everything, I still had Lopez winning like 9 rounds in that fight.
Yeah, I thought he won it pretty clearly myself. Champ Ross says, what's up to G Funky and D Style? What's going on, man? Thanks for being here. Yeah, I agree, man. Nagatani, I mean, you just look at him just physically. He's a huge lightweight. I mean, 6 foot tall lightweight. A guy who's got a lot of heart, a lot of determination, and he's shown a lot of power. He stopped Verdejo, which is that fight. I honestly thought he was going to run away with that Verdejo the way he got off early in that fight. But Nagatani, to his credit, got dropped a couple of times, able to get up and stop Verdejo. Man, this is a dangerous dude, man. Dangerous dude. And he's a tough out for anybody, man. I don't give a damn what any of these guys say. This guy will give anybody at lightweight a tough fight. Doesn't mean he's going to win, but I think he'll give anybody a tough fight. David Garcia, my homeboy, says, good evening. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. What do you think, man? Nagatani, could he beat just about anybody in this division at 135?
I mean, I'll give him a chance. He wouldn't be my favorite against a lot of the top 5 guys. If I go over Teofimo, obviously I already beat him. I would slightly favor other guys like Comey, although that's not a guarantee. You never know. I mean, he can beat him. Haney, I would favor Haney, but again, there's just a lot of questions I need answered, and that a fight like that would answer a lot of my questions, to be honest. I think Nagatani has a good shot against Fortuna if he could weather the early storm. Fortuna can crack, and we know Nagatani can be dropped, but, he's like Marquez, bro. He gets back up, so he's like the Undertaker, but yeah, I would favor a lot of the top 5 guys against Nagatani, but yeah, I would get, he has a chance to beat them. Yeah.
A lot of tough fights, a lot of good fights at 135. I think he can hang with
It's that
all of
he's
them.
Japanese, G-Funky. He's Japanese, and we're not used to seeing Japanese fighters like in the lightweight division like that. So it's usually from featherweight down or something like that, if not lower. And the reality is, a lot of people got to just let go of these stereotypes and like, oh, the Japanese can't fight. Like all that shit doesn't matter when you're talking about the top 1% of all the fighters out there. Either you're good or you're not. It doesn't matter what race you are, or none of that matters. Or what ethnicity, what nationality you are. Nagatani could fucking fight. Nagatani's got fucking heart. Whatever stereotypes you have in your head, if that fight with Lopez and the last fight, okay, you have with Verdejo doesn't prove you otherwise, I don't know what will.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. He's a tough SOB, man. I think he's got a chance to beat anybody, at 135 in his back division.
But he's Japanese.
Yeah.
The Japanese guys got no chins. Yeah, but he got cracked by Lopez and went 12 rounds.
Yeah, stood on his feet the whole time too, man. So he's a tough dude, man. Ignorant Boxing is here. He says, what's good? 92 AKU. What happened to you yesterday, bro? We had Teofimo Sr. on, and you don't come on the show, man. We was missing, bro.
He
but
was
it's
on
all
all
good.
42 shows, but he didn't show up to number 43, the biggest show of them all. All right.
Exactly, man. But it's all good, bro. We got the highlights, and you could always go back and watch it on D-Styles channel for sure. So I'm going to play the next clip here, and then we'll give our thoughts on it, man. So here we go.
Can we get a prediction from you if Cambozas fights your son? How's that fight going to go?
Oh, murder. He reminds me a little bit of Magdaleno, but a little bit less craftier. You know what I'm saying? Okay. He tends to do the same thing back and forth. In and out, in and out, in and out. That's not going to work. But it's a big fight for him, in his country. They know they're going to lose. They're not going in there to win. And the only reason why I'm taking this fight is because he's a mandatory. We need a tuna fight, because that's a tuna fight. All of these guys are tuna fights. All of them. And my son knows it. And my son, believe it or not, my son gets better every fight. And this Romo fight, he's gotten much better.
Yes, good stuff there from Senior. Here's what I want to say. I already know people are gonna, say, "Oh, tune-up fight. What do you mean tune-up fight? I need him in there with Haney. I need him in there with Tank. I need him in there with Ryan. Look,
you better do what we tell you to say. You better get into the ring with Haney right now. You better do it. Calm down, bro. I don't see that same energy for every other fucking title holder in the sport of boxing right now. I just don't see it. Okay, and you know what? You know what else, you funky? I don't know, dude. I'm sick and tired of using the phrase "same energy." Right? What happened to just staying consistent? I don't see the same fucking consistency around this shit. Okay.
Very true. Very true. Because a guy like Teofimo Lopez in 16 fights has already beat a guy like Magdaleno. He's already beat a guy who we just talked about in Nagatani. He knocked out Richard Comey. Then he beats one of the best guys in the world, pound for pound, in Lomachenko. This, if anybody deserves a tune-up fight right now, it is Teofimo Lopez. Okay, look, you got guys like Haney. He's fought nothing but tune-ups his whole career to this point. No disrespect, but it's what it is.
Bro, Cambozas is a top 10 lightweight in the world. Top 10. Yeah. Who's the top 10 dude? Any other lightweight other than Lomachenko, right? Any of them. Like Garcia fought one just this Saturday. Before that, he didn't fight no top 10 dudes. Haney has never fought a top 10 dude.
Absolutely.
Haney just finished beating a one-legged featherweight. Right? A one-legged featherweight has never won a fight in anything. Right? Like, imagine a one-legged featherweight at the bar, starting trouble with people. You think he's going to win a bar fight? No. That's Gamboa.
Yep. For real, man. And
okay, that was all flat. All right. G-Funky no-sold my joke. It's all good.
Sorry, man. I got a text from my wife here, and I just got to read it real quick. But No, man.
We're about to wrap this one up, folks. Watch.
No, not yet. But this this whole thought of you got to be in there with.
Whoa.
All right, I think I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. I thought it
All
was
right.
me.
No, that was my connection. For some reason. Sorry about that, guys. Hey, had a little glitch there. Maybe because we weren't talking about Lomachenko. They put a little glitch in the matrix there for us. But yeah, like I was saying before, we got interrupted with the internet. These other dudes, man, they gotta step it up, man. And what's really sad to me is that fights with Tank, fights with Ryan, fights with Haney. These could be big fights, man, huge fights. But these guys got to start generating some interest, man. Like Ryan's got a lot of hype behind him because he's popular and things like that. Now he's finally defeated somebody, so we gave him his credit for that. But a guy like Haney, like he's got to get going, man.
Can I answer a question real quick?
Go ahead.
Boxrec has Cambozo's number 7 in the world. Just saying. Like that's not me saying that that's what they got him.
Yep. And this is. I mean, yeah, he said it's a tune-up fight, and I think it's going to be a good win for Teofimo. I think he's going to win that fight, and he's going to get a good amount of money if it happens down there in Australia. But yeah, number 7 in the world, a guy who earned his spot. Like that's
Camboza's is ranked number 9 according to The Ring.
Yeah, top 10 guy.
So I'm not just like these doesn't just say things. I don't just throw out, he's considered a top 10. If I say that, I'm not just saying it. You know what I mean? But I'm like, if you were to have me make a list, I haven't sat down and made a top 10 list yet. You know what I mean? Would he be there? Would he not? I'm not sure. But he's considered top 10 by some people. My point is, he is a mandatory, right? He does have to fight him, or they could strip him of that belt when that sanctioning body. I forget what sanctioning body has him as a mandatory, right? And everybody fights mandatories.
I believe it's the IBF.
Okay, there you go.
IBF,
and believe me, the IBF will strip you. My point is, if that is a tune-up, imagine what they got in store next. And believe me, they've shown that they want to fight champions. Is what they've shown.
Yep. And you're absolutely right. 92 AKU. He did beat Mickey Bay and Shelby. That's 2 good wins there, man. 2 good wins. As boxing, when you win a title in a big fight like that, you fight your mandatory, stay busy. I have no problem as long as Cambosa's he gets in there with a good name. Yeah, I agree, man.
It's let me ask this. Besides Ryan Garcia's win over Luke Campbell, right? Do any of these other young lightweights do they have a bigger win than Camboza's other than that one?
Nope. Not that I know of, or not that I've seen. I mean, like I said, it's time for these guys to step up, man. And Senior speaks on that a little bit later, and we're going to definitely show the clip of that. But anything you want to add to that before I go to the next one, D-Style?
No, we're good. Let's go. Let's keep cooking. Let's go to the next one.
All right, let's roll, baby. So here's the next clip, and let's see what he has to say here.
Fuck no. I knew that shit was going to happen. I got a video of me talking to Eddie Hearn, and I told him, Luke Campbell got losing in his head. He's going to lose. Bring him to me. I'll fucking make him a winner. That's what I told Eddie Hearn. It's all out there, bro.
Well, there you go.
And I really was impressed that he fucking dropped that kid. You know, that's
Yeah.
how bad that kid is. You know, how come Oscar's talking all this shit? He's the king. Doesn't matter. The belts don't mean nothing no more. I was so fucking disgraced by this guy because I looked up to Oscar because Oscar went and fought the best. You know what I'm saying? And now he's getting into this fucking media shit. Are you crazy?
Well, I guess we could say Teofimo Sr. was not impressed with Ryan Garcia's win,
You
as
know what?
we were.
I kind of liked what he said about Oscar more, right? Because look, he's the dad of the #1 lightweight in the world. I kind of already knew the answers to that question, but I asked him anyway, right? But he's not going to be like, you know what I mean? Like he's not going to up somebody else, right? Over his son anyway. But what caught my attention a little more was the comment about De La Hoya. You know what I mean? You know, because De La Hoya came out and said, the champions need Ryan. Ryan doesn't need the champions. You know, and I thought that was such an arrogant thing to say. And Oscar should know, but I understand that. Like, I get it. A promoter's job is to promote. Of course it is, right? But at some point, you got to understand, right, that there's just promoting a guy and talking, bigging him up and stuff like that. There's an art to it, and you can't go overboard because then people just roll their eyes. You know what I mean? Now, if Oscar would have said this instead, like, look, guys, I boxed my whole career, and I know Ryan could beat all the top lightweights in the world, right? Like, that's a better way to promote Ryan than like, he don't need the champions. The champions need him. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree, man. That's going a little too far. I mean, I understand he's got his promoting hat on, and he's doing his best to push Ryan to get these big fights. But to say that the champions, it doesn't matter, you got a belt, they need him, like, for what? Like, really? Like that might go over well with all the little chicks that go to see him fight and that follow him on Instagram or whatever, but with real boxing fans like us, like, you ain't gonna fool us with that, bro. Like, this guy's gotta, he's headed in the right direction. We're giving him the credit. He got dropped. He got up and stopped Luke Campbell. That's very impressive to do. Especially for a young guy like himself who's just been blowing guys out recently. To get up and do that is impressive, but what's more impressive is if you go after the champion. You know what I'm saying? You go after some of these guys, these top dudes in the division, and then we could say things like that. But right now, no. Teofimo's the guy with all the belts. He's the guy that you need right now. And nobody else. What did you guys think in the chat, man? What did you guys think about what Papa Teofimo had to say about that, man? I know I see a lot of new guys popping in here. So let us know what you guys think. Anything you want to add to that, D-Style?
No, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Boxing Dialogues here. What's up, bro? He says, would Tank versus Ryan be on the zone? That's a good question. I mean, I don't want to dodge it, but I think we should just wait till we get to that bridge to cross it. It's still really up in the air. We don't know if that fight's even going to happen yet, but hopefully it does, man, because that's a good fight too. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this next clip here, and then we'll give our thoughts. What about Tank? Would you guys think of or have a possibility of fighting Tank?
Listen, Floyd already said it. Tank needs a tune-up before he fights us. I'm not waiting for that dude. No, crazy. My son has already been 7 years at 135, and you can't beat my fucking son right now. You're never gonna beat him.
Hey, and you know what? Floyd did say that. And again, Tank needs another tune-up. If you want to consider and I consider Leo Santa Cruz his best win of his career. If he can get a tune-up after, then why can't Teofimo? You know? Like, again, like D-Style said earlier, we got to keep that same energy. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, D-Style, give your thoughts on that clip, man.
Look, it's clear to me that Floyd is very, very reluctant to like really let Tank fight anybody. You know, Floyd's the main reason why Tank never fought. Lomachenko. He's the main reason, right? And now, does that excuse Tank? Not no. And a lot of people use that to excuse Tank, but no, it doesn't excuse him. But he's the main guy, man. Look, Tank hasn't even. He's had one fight at lightweight. It was against Gamboa. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
He fought for a lightweight title against Leo, but that they weighed in at 130. All right, that's not a lightweight fight. So I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say about Tank specifically, but I'd like to see him against Ryan Garcia or Haney.
Yeah, same for me, man. And we'll go over a couple of comments here. Black and Brown will be live after we're done here. So you can go ahead and head over to his channel after. Chicano Prophet says, Tank is just going to wait until these bigger dudes leave 135. Maybe, you know. It seems like Floyd is in no rush. Boxing Dialogue says, Floyd has no confidence in Tank. I don't know if it's a confidence thing, man. I mean, maybe. I think it's more of a just, him trying to make him a big star more than anything and putting him in there with the right guys. Like, like we've seen he's been doing. It's because Teo's the duck. Yeah, I know. He says, Floyd speaks for Tank also. Let's see. Teo isn't a duck if he just fought. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, I don't really see a Tank fight happening with Teofimo anytime soon. I think that's probably the hardest fight to make out of all these guys.
Could be.
We've already seen Top Rank work with DAZN in the past. We've seen them make fights with Jose Ramirez and Maurice Hooker. That was a Top Rank in DAZN card. So we've seen that happen. Like I mean, we've seen a fight with Fury and Wilder get worked out between Top Rank and PBC, but that's that's a big fight. That's for the heavyweight champion of the world. I don't know if they'd be willing to work something out like that with a Tank versus Teofimo, but you just never know, man. But in my opinion, I think that's probably the hardest fight to make out of all of them. And, like he said, he's going to fight a tune-up next. And I haven't heard anything on what Tank. I haven't heard any rumors. The only rumors that have been out there of just him and Garcia. But then, I see reports that Eric Gomez, who's the president of Golden Boy, say there's no talks. There's nothing. So who knows what to believe out there, but we'll see what Tank does, man. But I think that's probably the least likely that will happen anytime soon, man, is Tank. Anything you want to add to that, D-Style?
Nah, man, that's how I feel about the Tank situation.
Yeah, same for me. So let's go into this third clip here. We're starting to get into the good topics here, man. You guys don't go nowhere, guys. We're getting there.
Yeah, that's
because he got.
Yeah. Do you feel like you need that chip on your shoulder, like to be motivated, to train harder, to prove the haters wrong? Like if a day comes where you have no hate, like nobody's hating on you, are you going to be as motivated? Will your son be as motivated?
Listen, I'm always being motivated. You know why? Because we've been doing this shit from the beginning, bro. Listen, my son for 3 years in a row in the amateurs was losing all the nationals. My son never fought international. He only fought a friendly in Canada. And he won best fighter, outstanding boxer, and we beat the best fighter in Canada when we went to fight for USA. That was the only fight he had. We took everything from all those guys that were going international to Russia, to Germany, and this and that. My son, God made my son's fights easier. He gave it to us the last year. You understand? And that's why I know God is with me. and I never questioned him again, ever. I questioned him again when the COVID came because I thought that fight with Lomachenko was never going to happen because we were supposed to fight him on May 30th for over $3 million, and that shit fell because of the COVID. Then we had to fight this dude for half that kind of money. And my son didn't want to take the fight because he knew how much money we lost. And I told my son, doesn't fucking mean nothing, bro. We fighting this dude. Because right after you fight this dude, you're going to get everything. You're going to get all the awards. You're going to get everything. And look what happened. My son listens to me, and he took the fight. And everybody was like, oh, he's scared. He don't want to fight Loma. He don't want to fight Loma. Bro, Loma didn't give us no fucking money. We took the same fucking money, and we fought him and we beat him. Now he's a cash cow at 135.
Some strong words there from Teal Senior, man. Go ahead and give your thoughts, D-Style.
I asked him that question, and let me tell you why I asked him that. And it wasn't just on this interview, but I noticed this a lot in a lot of interviews that Teofimo Senior does. And so I was just, kind of getting the sense of it that that he has a chip on his shoulder, and he dived in. In the rest of that part, talking about, how they felt screwed over by Team USA, why he went to represent Honduras, how he felt cheated in the Olympics. And at the end of the day, it reminds me a lot of like a lot of these athletes, when they kind of have to have like something to motivate them, and I feel like that's what drives them, man. That extra drive, that's the fuel that they have. Because even at the very end, when I told them, like, hey, man, like, haters aside, what do you have to say to the fans, to your supporters? And he goes, hey, to whoever loves us, hate us, it doesn't matter, So you still have to bring up the haters, But I think that it does definitely drive them, and I think that they like that chip on the shoulder. They like having people say, you don't want to fight Haney, you're scared. Like, because even though that's like, we all know that's not true, even the people that say it, they like that being said because it motivates them. He even said in the other parts of the interview, like my son tells me he's tired of hearing all this shit about Haney and he wants to take away his fake belt, yada, yada, yada. Right. So I think that it was clear. It's clear as day to me that he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and that's a good way to look at it, man. A lot of athletes do that, even in other sports, not just boxing. Saludos to Hablo Type and Guido in the house. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. We're just going over our interview with that we had with Teofimo Senior yesterday on HCP. Make sure you guys, if you haven't seen it, go over there and check it out. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way over there. But yeah, speaking of, he talked about the Olympics and how he felt like they got the short end of the stick or whatnot there. And then he said, that's why we're going after Lomachenko. And I remember him saying later in the interview about I want those gold medals. Yeah. I think he believes that his son probably could have medaled in the games that he didn't get a chance to compete in for Team USA. He went pretty deep, man. That was just a little piece of that topic that we talked about with him. But yeah, the chip on the shoulder thing is, it's motivation, man. You got to stay motivated. That's the thing. We've seen it a lot of times in sports, especially in boxing. The most recent situation is Andy Ruiz, a guy who comes out of nowhere, defeats Anthony Joshua in a heavyweight fight to become the heavyweight champion of the world, the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. He's saying all the right things going into the rematch, and then he comes in, much heavier than the first time and lays an egg in the ring. So,
yeah,
you got to have that motivation, man. And sometimes guys use that chip on the shoulder, like, we're still not getting our respect. But look, the thing is this, there's a lot of people out there that still don't want to give this kid respect. There's a lot of people that are still out there saying that, yeah, the fight could have been a draw, or could have went either way, or, they might be believing that bullshit that Loma's saying about how the judges were bribed, and now he's questioning CompuBox, and he's questioning everything now. The guy takes a loss and now he wants to question everything, but keeping the chip on the shoulder, I think, is definitely good for professional athletes. You know, to keep them in the zone. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended for the zone there. But anything you want to add to that, bro, before we head out to the next clip?
Let's go to the next one.
All right, so let's see what he has to say. Hopefully. Okay, I think this is, here we go. I'm going to start with this one here. Now we're getting to the good part. Here we go.
Gonna get it. We did it in sparring already. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I don't lie, bro. Everything I say, everything that comes out of my mouth is...
Actually, hold on. This is the first part of it. This is the first part of this portion of the interview. Check this out.
Our next question, Don Lopez. It sounds like you might have finished what you need to do at 135. Is that the plan, to move up to 140?
Listen, we're going after Devin Haney. If the Kambosos fight doesn't happen, I'm coming after Devin. All right? And he better not price himself out. Because that's what I think they're going to do. They did that shit with Lomachenko, bro. They ain't doing that shit with me.
I was going to ask you about the Haney situation as well. So I guess I'll just kind of let you go in on that, man, because there's a lot of people out there saying things, you know.
You see, this is the reason why I hate mentioning names. Because every time I mention a name, these guys are going to get all the clout in the world. They haven't done shit in the sport for me to even be mentioning them. And the only reason we're going to freaking go fight him is to take that fake-ass belt he got. And everybody could just shut up, you know?
So I'm going to go ahead and play the rest of that portion right now. Here we go.
Gonna get it. We did it in sparring already. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I don't lie, bro. Everything I say, everything that comes out of my mouth is the truth. If my son sucks, he sucks. I wouldn't be in this position. But when you come over here and you tell me that my son couldn't even touch you, that's not, bro, you just giving me more confidence because I know you're lying. And liar's gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? He's coming over here saying my son didn't do what he did to him. Okay, you want to keep on lying? Let's show the whole world in the ring. You know, that's what they want, bro. They want an easy money fight, bro. You know, they don't care. They don't care if they lose or win. They're just going in there for the money. But you know what? I'm gonna make sure my son kicks his fucking ass because we're not gonna give it to him easy. He wants that money. He's gonna get a beat down for that money.
Wow. TLC, you're dropping some bombs right there, some A-bombs on everybody, man. Everybody questioning this Haney situation. Man, he had a lot to say there, so we got a lot to talk about with this portion here, man. So, D-Star, I'm going to let you go ahead and go first, man.
Hey, look, it goes back to that chip in the shoulder thing, man. Like I think, you know, they're hearing the Haney side and all that, and it's, you know, they want to shut him up, and I think that's a good thing. We need that in boxing, but you made it clear. So what he's saying, right? Like, look, we have a mandatory, right? No different to like Spence having his mandatory against what's that dude's name again?
Ocampo,
like, you know what I mean? Like, everyone has their mandatories, right? So he's like, look, I got to fight my mandatory. Now, if that fight doesn't happen, then tell you what, I want Devin Haney. They're saying they want the guy. All right, that's number one. He does say as well, like, he doesn't really deserve the fight, but he is saying he wants to fight, right? We have to be able to distinguish those two things. Because Haney, in our reality, like, if you keep it real, he hasn't done anything. Like, who has he beat? In boxing, the bodies you beat matter. You know what I mean? He hasn't beat anybody. Those are just the facts. But at the same, just pointing that out doesn't mean, oh, we don't want to fight. No. That is just pointing a fact out. Right? Now, Haney, Theo, first of all, these two dudes are young. People are acting like they're in their late 30s and we got to make the fight already. You know, that's not what's going on here, okay? There's one guy that's proving a lot, one guy that's proving nothing, right? And people are acting like it's the second coming of like De La Hoya Trinidad or some shit. It's not, all right? Now, if you want to ask me, but why not make the fight? I never said don't make the fight. And that's where people get it twisted. And they get their feelings hurt because you tell them the truth. Right? That's just a fact. Devin Haney, all right, hasn't done enough, okay, to show me that he's an elite lightweight. He hasn't. If Teofimo Lopez goes in there and beats Haney, right? I know the response to that. Well, if it's so easy, just do it then. No, you're missing the point. The point is, if he goes in there, right, and he beats Haney, and it turns out Haney isn't who we thought he was, right? And then he starts losing fight after fight after fight after that. No one's going to give Teofimo Lopez any credit for that win. But nobody goes back and, but at that time, though, he was considered a top lightweight. No, they're going to go by what he is after that. If he could show us he's the real deal by beating somebody, then it's a perfect fight to make because both guys, no matter who wins, gets credit for that win. That's all we're saying. Now, people are like, no, bypass that bullshit. Fight now. Okay, like no one has said that the fight cannot happen. Maybe it's not going to happen next, but it's going to happen. He's telling you, we want the fight. Another thing he said in the interview, right? And I believe that they had this conversation in Punch Drunk's channel, okay? If it wasn't that channel, I apologize. I believe that's where it was. But Devin Haney's dad told Teofimo Sr., yo, if they're going to pay that in Australia, go get your money, go get the bag, and then we'll see you afterwards. Even the Haneys understand that. Hey, you got, first of all, it's a mandatory. Second of all, you're going to get your money. No problem. No problem. Okay. My only thing is, while Teofimo does that, while he fights at Camboza's, can Haney fight somebody in the top 10? Can you at least do that in the meantime? That's all I'm saying.
I don't see.
Real quick. Yes, NYY Max. They're doing that to Crawford all the fucking time. Every time Indongo loses, see, Crawford hasn't done shit. Indongo lost again. Like, you know what I mean? Yes, that's what they're doing to him. Every time Postal loses, they do the same thing. Beat somebody. That way it's etched in stone, and he beats somebody that beats somebody, for God's sakes. He's going to fight Camboza's. I have people are, but Camboza's? Who's Camboza's? Camboza's from Australia. Let me tell you something. Haney just fought Gamboa. A one-legged Gamboa. Spare me the criticisms of who Teofimo has fought. From Magdaleno, and when he fought Magdaleno was a ranked fighter. And Teofimo was a prospect. That's who he beat as a prospect. Then he beat Nakatani. Well, we know where that went. Then he knocked out Comey. Then he beat Lomachenko. I just named you 4 or 5 dudes better than anyone Haney's ever fought. Gamboa's shit was done at fucking featherweight. That's just the fucking truth.
Yep. And I'm glad that you brought that up, NYY Mix, because I've heard a lot of these guys pushing this thing about how Teofimo's ducking if he doesn't fight Haney next, blah, blah, blah. But then
fight him next. If you don't do it, you better fight Haney next because you better do it. Like, get the fuck out. Go sit your asses down somewhere. Okay? Demanding that he do that next. But Shakur Stevenson never fucking unified shit. I don't see anybody else unifying shit. All right? Yeah. One of the Charlo twins unified. He's 30 years old, dude. And he hasn't finished unifying yet. So spare me this. You got to unify. You better. Oh, I know you just beat 4 straight guys better than anybody Haney's ever beat, but he doesn't have to fight anybody else. And you better not ask him to fight anybody. He better get in the ring with him now. Like, the fuck out of my face. I'm sorry, G-Funk. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just a narrative, man, to make it seem like he's ducking. That's really all it is. You know, demanding that it
Isn't that
happens
what they do,
next, or
though?
it's a duck. Like, what if?
Go ahead.
What if it? I mean, what if they? Okay, let's just say he does fight Kambosos next, and Haney fights, I don't know, Fortuna or Garcia, you know, and then they fight after that. I mean, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that, man. Like, in order for these fights to have some kind of, you know, interest, both guys have to do something, man. And right now, we only got one guy doing something, and that's Teofimo Lopez. Okay, D-Style just said it. 3 guys he's already beat that are far better than anybody.
At the time that he fought him, by the way, because people will bring up Gamboa's resume. Like, you know how ridiculous you guys sound? It's a 40-year-old Gamboa, okay? That's like Danny Green saying, I'm one of the best of all time. I beat Roy Jones, baby. Like, no, that's not the way it works, okay? You understand?
Yeah.
That's like one of the dudes that knocked out an old Tyson later in his career. Like you know, what's that Irish dude's name?
Oh, jeez. What was it? Oh,
that Irish, whoever it is, right?
McNeely? Is that what you're talking about?
I believe so. It was no. Like at the end of his career, bro. Like this tall Irish dude beat Mike Tyson, right?
Like McBride. McBride.
Yeah, McBride. Yeah. There you go. It's like McBride coming out and like, hey, why did nobody talk about me when I beat Tyson? That was an old washed up Tyson. He was irrelevant at that time. So when I say Magdaleno at the time was just better, okay, he was better than anyone Haney has faced at lightweight. Like the actual body, I'm not saying he's the most accomplished dude. Yes, Gamboa is more accomplished than Magdaleno, but Magdaleno was a better lightweight when he fought, you know, Teofimo Lopez than Gamboa was when he fought Haney. All right. And even if you don't want to buy Magdaleno, okay, fine, because you know what happens? This is what happens. Well, who has Magdaleno beat? He just got knocked out in the last fight, right? Okay, so this is why motherfuckers got to do shit. That's why you got to do shit before you fight for the shit. That way, nobody comes up with bullshit.
Yep. 100% facts there, man. And like I said, these guys will be just like these stylists right now. Oh, you don't fight him next. He's fucking ducking him, man. He's a fucking duck. He's ducking. Yet they'll say things again in the same fucking video where they're saying this. They'll say shit like this. Look, man, Crawford got to beat somebody, man. I know you got a belt, but he got to beat somebody before he gets the Spence. You know, like, what? Like, so Haney don't have to beat nobody. And here's the difference. Crawford actually beat somebody for that belt. He beat Jeff Horn and beat Pacquiao. Beat him up pretty bad too. Haney gets handed a belt. He gets handed a belt and he's the real deal. He's the real champion. Blah blah blah. You know, like,
I like it. Look, I like how like where was that? Tank, you better get in the ring with Lomachenko. Better get in the ring with him. What happened to that?
Yep. Just like No Paul said right here in this comment. Meanwhile, Tank gets to duck whoever and not get questioned.
Well, guys, see, guys, that's Floyd, guys. He's just managing his career, guys. You know what I mean, guys? We know what time it is, guys.
We know what time it is.
It's okay, guys.
Yeah, there you go, A-Rod. Tank sells out arenas.
Okay, I guess so. You know what I mean?
But why are these same guys putting so much pressure on Crawford to fight somebody before Spence? Right? Because they don't. God forbid Spence do all the work. I mean, that's what they're complaining about. But Teofimo has to do all the work. Well, Haney just.
Yeah, but it's like here's the deal. Here's the deal. Okay. If I ask somebody, right, who has Haney fought? Well, if he hasn't fought anybody and he's a nobody, then Teo should be able to beat him easily. So just get him in the ring then, right? No, that's not. I'm not trying to argue whether or not Haney's good or not. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to argue that at all. What I'm trying to figure out is he's got to fight someone, I would imagine, while Teofimo fights Kambosos, right?
Yeah, I would
I would
think.
imagine, right? Like if Teofimo Lopez is being the fake by fighting like Cambozas, right? Then shouldn't Haney show us he's the truth by fighting somebody better than Cambozas? Isn't that the way it would work? You know what I mean? Like if I go to a mechanic, like if I tell people G-Funk is mechanic shopping shit, you know what I mean? They take too long when you want to get an oil change. They charge too much. They ain't shit. G-Funk don't know shit about cars. And I own a body shop. I own a mechanic shop, right? But I take longer than G-Funky. Like I have less clients than G-Funky. I always fuck up the oil changes, right? And then people say, well, why don't you do a better job with your oil changes? No, but G-Funk is the one that's taking too long, okay? And he's the one on the billboard, so he should do a better job. No, that's not the way it works, okay? How about this? Like if you have a genuine gripe with Camboza versus Teofimo Lopez, right? Let's say that's a negative for Theo, right? But Lopez is a positive, right? Comey's a positive, right? 2 positives, 1 negative. What the fuck's okay? Let's just simple math, right? Let's just go to the last 3 fights. all the last 3 opponents from fucking Haney are all negatives. So 2 positives and 1 negative versus 3 negatives. Come on now. And then what is he going to fight another negative? How about he fights a positive and we can get closer to the fight we want? And it can also build up the fight. Exactly. Dude, if Haney goes in there and gives Fortuna a boxing lesson and embarrasses him, right? We're going to be more hyped for that fight. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, Haney just put on a fucking performance, bro. He just boxed the ears off of fucking Fortuna. You know? So now we're talking. Okay, you know what I mean? But till then, what do we got?
Exactly. So Theo Media, what's up, man? Thanks for joining us. I know you're a little tardy, but it's all good. We'll give you a pass tonight. I'm just playing with you, man. But yeah, what's wrong with that, man? And you know, that's the type of energy that I'm keeping this year, man. I want to build up fights so that they're big fights, man. I want these guys to get exposure. I want these fights to be 50-50 fights is what I want. That's what I want. You know, and Haney just going on and fighting guys like Gamboa and Santiago. Like, who the fuck is Santiago, first of all? No one knows who this fucking guy is or what he's done since then. We know Gamboa's been shot. You know, he's one leg. He looked like shit in his last fight against Tank. So, I mean, this is not hyping up the fight, man. It's just not. So let's get this guy rolling. Let's get him fighting some good fights out there. And like D-Style just said, if he puts on a hell of a performance against Fortuna, then again, it makes people like, okay, now we got a fight that could be a little bit closer than we thought the first time. Because I'll tell you right now, man, as a guy who likes to bet, if they were to make that fight next, man, the odds would be Haney would be a huge underdog going into that fight.
But bro, he beat Antonio Moran. I mean, Moran, I'm sorry.
Who the hell is that? You know, I mean, we're hearing now, this is rumors, but we're hearing that he had a close fight and possibly a loss down in Mexico. People are saying, I mean, I don't know how true that is. I doubt that is true, but come on, man. Like, let's just stop with the duck shit, okay? Keep the same energy when it comes to Crawford and Spence. You know, you want Crawford to fight someone because you don't want Spence to do all the work. Well, then I want fucking Haney to fight somebody because Teofimo's done all the work. He's done it all. He beat the best lightweight and beat him pretty easily, in my opinion. 9 rounds to 3 on my card. So he's right, man. These guys getting clout every time they mention his name. And as far as he said about the money, that they just care about money, look, I don't know these guys personally or anything like that. But what I can say, when I hear these guys talk, and that's Bill Haney and Devin Haney, they do like to talk a lot about money, you know? And I find it very funny how guys who look about how much money they're making on his own, fighting a bunch of cans, you know? Interesting that they want to hate on a guy who wants to go over to Australia where you can have fans, you can have a live gate, a lot of people. We seen, I think it was like close to 35,000 people to see Jeff Horn and Tim Tszyu. Like, this is a much bigger fight than that in Australia, and they've got the coronavirus under control over there.
It's completely normal to win a title and then have a fight in between another big fight. Yep. This is normal. It was even normal in the heydays of boxing. People are just making up a narrative about him ducking Haney. That's the point blank, period. And I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of have it up to here, up to my forehead. But I do want to say something about the undisputed thing, man. Look, let me just give some advice to everybody. Regardless of how you feel about Devin Haney and Teofimo and the undisputed, not undisputed situation, let me just give you guys some advice. Okay, all of you. I seen 7-hour streams where guys are debating whether Teofimo Lopez is undisputed or not, and it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, because nobody's wrong. All right. Like, look, we all know that Lomachenko was the WBC champion. He never lost the belt, and Teofimo's the man that beat the man. We all know that. Like, that's like that shouldn't have to be said, right? So we all know, like, he's the guy that actually beat the guy. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like the people that make the argument that Haney is recognized as a WBC champion, they're not wrong either. So if they make the argument, but it is under dispute, though. Look, he has a belt, right? So people get on these never-ending like arguments. Like, here's all I say. The word undisputed is triggering people. So here's what I'll say. All right? So we don't play fucking stupid semantics. All right? And so I don't stay on here debating people for hours whether he's undisputed or not. How about this? Teofimo Lopez is the lightweight champion of the world. Okay? That's what he is. He is the man of the division. He's the king of the division. He's the guy to beat. He's the best until proven otherwise. That is not debatable. Okay? He's got best resume of all the active lightweights. Not even close to being debatable. Okay? Now, if you say undisputed, you give people the ability to say, no, but I mean, Haney has a belt and the WBC recognizes the belt, so it is under dispute. So it's not really undisputed. Okay, like, that's actually factual, and you can't really argue that, right? But here's my rebuttal to that is the WBC is making shit up all the time anyway, right? If the WBC is full of shit about one thing, why aren't they full of shit about the other thing, all right? It doesn't change the fact that Teofimo Lopez runs lightweight, that he's the best lightweight, that he's the man of the fucking division, all right? But if you guys want to argue with people about the word undisputed for 7 hours, go ahead. That's all I got to say.
Yep. It's a waste of time, really, man. And people have made so many different arguments and said so many different things about it. And it's a waste of time, really, man. There's no doubt he's the man. He's the king at 135. He's lineal, whatever it is you want to call him. That's him, man. And look, here's the thing, man. I know it seems like if you guys are, if you watch this on the playback, that we're bashing Haney. Look, we just want the fight to be big, man. And just like Senior said in the interview, if we don't make the Kambosos fight, then we're going after Haney. Look, I'm good with that then. Fine. You make it next, you make it next. I'm not stopping the fight. I don't stop any fights. What I want is what's best for the sport. I want these fights to be big. I want there to be a big general interest in the fight because that's good for the sport. Go ahead, Esau.
I gotta bring something up really quick before I forget it because I saw look, I don't know who it was yesterday. I heard somebody ask Teofimo Senior about Haney's paying off somebody. Like, I just thought they were joking, so I just let it go. But now Sontel's saying someone asked the Tijuana film on the Haney fight. What's that about?
Apparently, what's his name? Raleigh, the dude at 135. says that somebody beat Haney down there in Tijuana early in his career.
Ah, yeah.
He made a claim about that, and wow, is that true, Santiago? Somebody has it?
That's a hell of a claim. So I need proof. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I don't believe it until I see it, for sure. But wow, if somebody has that footage, man, we'd have to definitely, have that surface, man, and see, we just look again. Haney's a talent, man, no doubt about it. There's no doubt that the kid can box. That's really all we know at this point, and that he's not that big of a puncher. Because you go in there with a guy like Gamboa, again, who's been down 17 times in his career going into that fight. 17 times the guy's been on the canvas, and he was not close to going down in that Haney fight. And Haney hit him with just about everything but the kitchen sink in that fight. So the two things that we know for sure about Haney is that the kid can box and that he can't hit very hard. I mean, that's all we know. And that's because he hasn't been in there with anybody that has been able to show us what he can really do. Like, look, now we know some things about Ryan Garcia. Okay, we know he needs to work on his footwork and his head movement and things like that. We know he needs to change speed on his punches. And most importantly, now we know that the kid can get put on the canvas, can get knocked on his ass, and can get up and fight, and still carry the power throughout the fight. He didn't even stop Luke Campbell 5 rounds later. Good win. Good win. And this is a good comment right here. And nobody's bringing this kid up. Isaac Cruz. He says, I think Isaac Cruz can beat Devin Haney. Dude, he looked like a fucking monster against Magdaleno on the undercard of Tank Santa Cruz. I think that's a good fight too.
What's Devin Haney beat, bro? Like, look. I don't know. I just don't, I'm just not. I just need, like, what's wrong with saying, can you fight somebody at the same level of a Cambosa's, just like Teofimo is in your next fight? That's it. Is that a lot? Like, people are acting like I'm asking them to move up to welterweight and fight like Crawford or something. No, I'm asking them to fight a top fighter in his weight class. That's it.
Very simple.
That's not like a lot to ask, bro. Like, it's really reasonable.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Teofimo Sr. said. Let's hear that clip one more time before we move on.
Yeah.
Gonna get it. We did it in sparring already. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I don't lie, bro. Everything I say, everything that comes out of my mouth is the truth. If my son sucks, he sucks. I wouldn't be in this position. But when you come over here and you tell me that my son couldn't even touch you, that's not, bro, you just giving me more confidence because I know you're lying. And lying's gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? He's coming over here saying my son didn't do what he did to him. Okay, you want to keep on lying? Let's show the whole world in the ring. That's what they want, bro. They want an easy money fight, bro. They don't care. They don't care if they lose or win. They're just doing it there for the money. But you know what? I'm gonna make sure my son kicks his fucking ass, because we're not gonna give it to him easy. He wants that money. He's gonna get a beat down for that money.
My next question, Don Lopez. It sounds like you might have finished what you need to do at 135. Is that the plan, to move up to 140?
Listen, we're going after Devin Haney. If the Cambosa's fight doesn't happen, I'm coming after Devin. All right? And he better not price himself out, because that's what I think they're gonna do. They did that shit with Lomachenko, bro. They ain't doing that shit with me.
I was going to ask you about the Haney situation as well, so I guess I'll just kind of let you go in on that, man, because there's a lot of people out there saying things.
You see, this is the reason why I hate mentioning names, because every time I mention a name, these guys are going to get all the clout in the world. They haven't done shit in the sport for me to even be mentioning them. And the only reason we're going to freaking go fight him is to take that fake-ass belt he got, and everybody could just shut up,
That's, what's funny is a lot of the guys that are hating what he has to say here, that was a tactic that Floyd Mayweather used to do a lot, man. I remember at 140, when he got to 140, there was a guy named Vicious Vivian Harris who was chasing Floyd down at 140, wanted to fight him really bad. And I remember this is back in the early days of Max Boxing. I believe it was after the Charmbe Mitchell fight, when Mayweather beat Charmbe Mitchell. Vivian Harris, gets an interview, gets in front of a camera, and he says, "Look, man, I want this guy. I want him in the ring. The best are supposed to fight the best. I'm one of the best guys in the division. Floyd, I'm looking for you." And then they go to Floyd in the locker room, and they told him, "Hey, man, look, Vivian Harris is out there saying he wants to fight you. What do you think?" And he's like, "I don't even know who this guy is." Like, he used to do the same shit. This is what's what Teofimo Sr. is saying. Like, every time I mention these guys' names, they get cloud and they haven't done nothing. And that's true. He's done nothing. He's done nothing. Literally a paper champion. I mean, and that's not to be said in a disrespectful way, but that's what it is. Someone who hasn't earned the belt. Someone that hasn't fought anybody for the belt. He just gave it to him. So are we going to change? Are we going to change the way that we look at a paper champion now just because it's Devin Haney? I mean, that seems like what's going on here. If he starts making some defenses against his mandatories, then he'll start earning some respect, and then again, the fight will be bigger. But who knows what he's going to do next?
Don't say no one wants to fight you, but Fortuna's literally knocking on your front door saying, "Hey, I want to fight you." Don't say that. If you want to say certain individuals, okay. If you want to make an argument that Campbell didn't want to fight you or Loma didn't want to fight you, okay, fine. But Fortuna wants to fight you. You can fight Fortuna.
Yep. Fortuna's ready to go, man, and he ain't afraid. That's for sure, man. He's definitely not afraid to fight him. And like you said, NYYMX, YouTubers, everyone's scared. Everyone is scared of Haney. Honestly, bro, that's very close to casual talk, man. These guys aren't afraid. All right, none of these guys are scared to fight. This is what they do for a living, man. They're not scared to fight each other, but I want to say this, man. That was a great interview we had yesterday with Teofimo Sr. I'm glad I got an opportunity to speak with him. He cleared a lot of things.
Were those
man. He
all
said
the
a lot of
clips,
things.
or you out of the clips?
Yeah, that was all the clips that I had.
I wanted to mention something else.
Go ahead.
A couple of things, because look, I don't want to get an argument with him in the middle of the interview. So, one thing I kind of like, I don't agree with him, but I get what he's doing. You know what I mean? Saying that Jose Ramirez is scared. Like, I obviously don't agree that Taylor beats Ramirez. I don't think Ramirez is scared of anybody. You know what I mean? Like, Ramirez saying eventually I'm going to move up to 147 is not evidence that he's scared of Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's been saying that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Teofimo Lopez is talking about eventually moving up as well. Like, all boxers in those weight classes move up at some point. But now, while I do believe stylistically Teofimo is all wrong for Ramirez, all right, and I would favor Teofimo Lopez, that I will say, I don't think Ramirez is scared of anybody, man. I don't think he'll be running from anybody, to be honest with you. And I think he can beat Taylor, and I think he will beat Taylor. And Ramirez Teofimo would be a big fight too. You know what I mean?
Definitely a big fight, man. And
what do you think? You think he's scared?
No, I don't think any of these guys are scared to fight anybody. If anything, it's promotional stuff. They don't want to lose money or whatnot. Or if a fighter takes the loss, and that's another problem with boxing today. One guy takes a loss and they think it's over. Like, no, that's crazy, man. But I'm a big supporter of Jose Ramirez, man, because of the work that he does here in Central California with the farm workers and stuff like that. Like, my family has a background in that. When my family got to California back in like the 1940s, that's what they did. They worked in the farms and things like that. And the fact that our people are still out there doing that and still getting treated the way that they are, and he's put it out there. He's exposed what's going on. He does a lot of things for those families, stuff like that. So he's a really good guy and a hell of a fighter, man. At the end of the day, he's a unified champion, undefeated at 140, and he's got a chance to go for undisputed. And I think he's going to beat Josh Taylor. And do I think that he's afraid of Teofimo Lopez? No, I don't, man. If he decides to move up, then he moves up. You know, what can you do? You know, but I honestly think that I honestly do think that the winner of that fight would want to stay and face Teofimo Lopez because, you know, that's a big fight, man. Big fight and a good fight, you know. So, anything else that you want to add from the interview, D-Style, before we switch to the next topic?
No, man. I mean, I think we've touched it on it, and you know, you guys can check it out. And before the end of the show, I'll post a link, or just go to D-Style Boxing, man. You guys know where it's at. You know, just check it out, and you know, give it a thumbs up and all that good stuff.
Yep. If you guys missed it, make sure you go back and watch it on D-Style Boxing here on YouTube. It's the last video that's up on his channel, so make sure that you guys get over there and watch it if you haven't. A-Rod says, much respect to Ramirez and when he went to speak on immigration for the Raza. Yeah, man, he's done a lot of work down there, man. And like I said, my family was really tied in heavy with the UWF here, or UFW, I'm sorry, here in California. Did a lot of work during the Chicano movement in the 70s. So, you know, it hits home what he's doing. So I'll always be a supporter of Jose Ramirez, win or lose, man. The guy's got my respect for sure. But time to move on to the next topic, man. And I love this one, man. I love it. We got word today. It's finally set. It's etched in stone. They got the chisel and everything out. It's in stone, baby. All right.
Execution.
Valdez versus Berchelt, man. February 20th. Big fight, good fight, and a big fight here on HCP because this is a fight that we've been talking about for a long time now, man. D-Style, I'm going to give you the opportunity right here in front of all of our subscribers here to back out and just come on over to Valdez's side, bro, because you know he's going to win, bro. Come on, just do it, man.
Hey, everybody. What day is that again, Funky? What date?
February 20th.
February 20th. I cannot believe that we're going backwards as a society, as a people, right? I mean, Berchelt is going to like sacrifice, torture, and execute a human being live on TV, dude. Like, that's just wrong. You know what I mean? Like the fact that they're gonna have Berchelt like beat the fuck out of a dude live on TV. This is the problem with boxing, bro. These mismatches. You know what I mean? That's one of the main problems with boxing, too, Funky. Mismatches like Berchelt, Valdez. Like, Valdez has no business in the ring with fucking Berchelt. Berchelt's gonna whoop his ass, okay? Y le va a ganar muy bien. Okay, he's gonna beat his ass good too. Okay, you remember Ruben Guerrero, like real good. He's gonna beat him up and beat him up real good. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna destroy him, bro. He's gonna destroy. It's not even close, you Funky. Well, what's wrong with you? What's the connection you have with Valdez? Did he pay money under the table? Like, what's going on over here?
I wish he did. You know, anybody could always use a little extra money, but nah, I'm pretty good. I'm set, you know, financially.
Is it because he owns a lizard and like because he owns like fucking like reptiles and shit and plays with them in the pond? Like, well, what is it? Is his nickname Froggy? Like, well, why is he getting in the pond with reptiles and shit? What's going on?
That's kind of cool, you know, to see that. But I see a lot of people here. I see Guido. I see NYY Mex, Maxilla, Raider, everybody picking Berchelt, D-Style Boxing picking Berchelt. My boy Santiago Media, he's rolling with me. He's been rolling with me day one on this one.
I'll talk Santiago out of that. I'm gonna give Santiago a call. We got to talk this guy out of that. You know what I mean? But
I think honestly,
you're a lost cause, Funky. Because let me tell you something. Berchelt ain't gonna do shit to Valdez. Let me just tell you that right now. Okay, that's a fight. That's a showcase fight.
It's a showcase fight for Valdez, and I'm telling you, he's gonna make it look easy. I think,
You know
man.
damn well it's not a showcase fight for Valdez. Plus, Valdez has an identity crisis. This dude doesn't know if he wants to box, if he wants to be aggressive, if he wants to be front foot heavy or back foot heavy. He doesn't even know what to do, bro. He's a confused cat.
Oh, believe me, he's gonna know what to do with Berchelt because this guy is just straight up and down in my
Okay.
opinion. Straight up and down.
Straight up and down, everybody. Okay, he pulled out the Mayweather line. Let me tell you, dude, he's gonna hurt this dude, bro. He's gonna beat his ass, bro.
Look, this is Berchelt right here, chin in the air, swing wild. You know that chin. I'm telling you, he's gonna get chin checked, bro. Valdez is sharp with his shots, man, and I think the hand speed is a lot faster than Berchelt as well, man.
Le va a partir su madre. Is what he's gonna do. That's what Berchelt.
I'm telling you guys, man. Berchelt, he's been ducking and dodging, man. Let me tell you, man. He's been fighting bums. He went out and got COVID because he wanted to postpone the fight. You know, the man is scared, bro. He's scared. All right, he's scared. He don't want to get in the ring, man.
You don't believe that, and nobody believes that. Okay, look, Berchelt, this level's above. He's just a level above Valdez, bro. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Valdez is a good fighter, but he's not. He's just not going to be able to handle that power, man. He's not. You know that.
Here's the thing. If I get to give an edge in power, I'll give it to Berchelt.
Berchelt was ready to move up in weight, bro, but he stayed because he started licking his chops when they offered him Valdez, bro. Okay.
I don't think he's that good, man. To be honest with you, I think he's got power. I think he makes a lot of mistakes. And I think he's gonna pay for it, man. I think he's gonna.
Let me tell you this: when Berchelt beats the fuck out of Valdez, right? What are you gonna say? You're still gonna say you don't think he's a good fighter?
No, hell no. I don't do that, man. If he beats him up and beats him up badly, get 100% credit. And I expect all of you guys in the chat. If Valdez wins, I expect all you guys to come out and give G-Funk some credit. All right? Give me my credit. And I'm going to record this section right here, and I'm going to play it on the opening of my video, man. My post-fight. When he beats his ass.
G-Funky. Okay. The joke's over. You can just tell. Okay. Like, Berchelt's going to win, right?
I'll get my boy to come over here to play a song on the violin. You know, this way you guys can feel better. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's gonna beat him, man.
Valdez is marinero, bro. That's all he is.
Nah, Valdez is the truth, man.
But Berchelt's a capitan, bro.
He's gonna prove it, man. We got some time here, man, to burn about another 20 minutes or so. If anybody wants to come on and talk this fight with us, Valdez versus Berchelt, here's the email. You see the email at the bottom? Send me an email. Just say, hey, I want to jump on. I'll put the link there for you, and you can jump on, man.
Hey, G-Funky. I like how Santeo's like Team Nogales, Sonora. Like you know what I mean? Like what's so what if you're from Nogales, Sonora? What is that? Like, come on, dude. Like, does that make him better or what? Because it's Nogales, Sonora or what?
I got some family from that area too, man. So I'm all with it, baby. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. You got a conflict of interest then. You just exposed it.
That's all right. You know, but I do think that Valdez is going to find it very easy to land on this.
Miguel Berchelt was born in Cancun, okay? Mexico, bro. Come on, Cancun, bro. Like, that's a cool dude right there.
We talk about Ryan Garcia's chin in the air. What about Berchelt?
He's from Merida, Yucatan, Mexico, bro. Come on. You know, it's a no contest, bro. He's going to fuck this dude up, bro.
He's going to get clipped, man. He's going to get clipped. I think he's going to be surprised at how hard Valdez is. We know Valdez can crack, too.
You didn't see him destroy Jason Sosa, bro?
Who?
No. Come on. You're a hardcore. Like, you know.
No, Sosa's good. Sosa's good. That was a good win.
All right. So he destroyed him, though.
Yeah. He beat him.
Okay.
What about Valdez in his last one? That wasn't impressive? Getting a late knockout?
Well, why was Lomachenko beating Jason Sosa impressive, but not when Berchelt does it?
Oh, no. I'm just kidding with that, man. That's a good win. I mean, Sosa he's a good fighter, you know.
Francisco Vargas. You don't think those were good wins?
Those were good fights. Real good fights. And
beat him twice.
I think if a guy that slow can lay hands and land combinations on Berchelt,
it's not the way it works, bro. That's not the way it works. Like that's
Valdez
not the way.
Valdez gonna
Like
find him.
Vargas takes punches to land. That's why he lands. Like Valdez isn't built like that. I think it's gonna be an easier fight than the Vargas fights.
Nah, he's gonna make him miss, make him pay. That's what he's gonna do.
He's too
man.
scared, dude. He's too hesitant. He's too jittery in there. He doesn't even know what to like, dude. I'm telling you, I'm being honest.
Valdez is ready, man. He's ready, bro. You see the way he's been training, man. He's been training harder than I've ever seen him train, man. He knows
Takashi Miura, like you know, Takashi Miura.
Ready. He's hold on. Who's I don't know who's favorite, man.
Berchelt.
That's a good question.
The bookies are not going to make fucking Valdez the favorite, bro. It's not
Maxilla saying Berchelt is a minus 250.
Dude, he beat Takashi Miura, bro. What's up? Miguel Roman, what's up?
Hey,
I'm sorry right now. You can write it off. Oh, but
Valdez beat Quig.
You're starting to sound like a lot of the haters out there now. Oh, he's too slow and he's too flat-footed and no. Like he beat some good fighters. Let me tell you something. Who has Valdez beat that makes you think he could beat Berchelt? Who's he beat?
I think Quig's a better technical fighter than Berchelt. That was a good win, and he came through a broken jaw, man. He still continued to fight.
I don't think he's a better technical fighter.
I think Berchelt.
I think you're underestimating. You're underestimating Berchelt. His timing. He has really good timing. Let's just slug it out a little bit, but that's what makes him exciting.
That's what's gonna make him. That's what's gonna make Valdez go in there and clip him, man. I'm telling you, he leaves himself open, and he doesn't mind getting hit because so far he's been able to take shots. And I'll give him that. He's got a hell of a chin. But I honestly think that Valdez. I think his punching power. You guys are really, really underestimating his punching power, man.
Why?
And he's real sharp.
To knock out the last opponent.
That's all right. He still got the stoppage, man. You saw what happened, man. He started to pour it on, man. The dude didn't want none, man. He was out of there quickly.
So that's what he's gonna do against Berchelt, or what? Like just chill and like.
I think it's gonna be easier.
9 rounds to do something.
I think it's gonna be easier.
Berchelt's gonna beat Valdez, bro, and move on to bigger. He has bigger fish to fry. I'm telling you right now.
I don't think so, man. I think this is his roadblock.
He's gonna move on to fight the Stevensons of the world, the Tank Davises of the world. Valdez is just another dude in the way, bro. That's all it is.
I think you guys are gonna be
putting
shocked.
him in there. Top Rank knows what they're doing. They're putting Valdez in there, to give him, a little bit of work, and that's all it is, bro. It's gonna be a public execution. You
read this comment here, man? Let's check this out. This dude's been wrestling alligators, bro. You think he's afraid of what Berchelt's gonna do?
I wrestled an alligator. I tussled with a whale. He probably has, motherfucker, over there with a pond in his fucking backyard. But, I don't know, man. I think you think he's tough because he owns alligators.
Nah, he's good, man. I think you guys are really overlooking. Like, I don't understand what is it about Valdez that guys think he's weak? Like, really, what is it? Like, he's shown a lot of heart. He's shown good skill. He's shown good power. Like, he hasn't lost. What is it?
Berchelt hasn't shown any of that, or what?
Berchelt, to me, has shown that he can get hit very easily. And I think that's going to be a problem.
Everybody gets hit, you funky.
Oh, I know that. But what I'm saying is he gets hit very easily. He leaves himself open, man. He leaves himself open a lot.
And Valdez doesn't get hit. Is what you're telling me right now?
Nope, never said that. But I think that his chin being up in the air, the way that he swings wild sometimes, I think it's going to be easy for a guy that can box and that can shoot straight, short shots the way that Valdez. I think he's going to find it very easy to hit him, man. I really do.
He's going to bring him weak, bro.
It's going to be really the shorter punches always get to the target quicker while Berchelt swinging like this with his chin in the air. I think I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you guys. I think you guys are underestimating him, man. But it's cool. We got over a month. You guys can still change your mind as the fight gets closer, man. You got time. You got time, D-Style, to come on over, man. You got time, okay?
I don't know. These champ side like breakdowns by G-Funk are kind of disturbing me right now. You know what I mean? Look, dude. Like Valdez is gonna beat his ass, and that's it. I don't know how else to put it to you.
I agree. Valdez. I know you've been.
You see, guys, he swings wide, guys, like an unskilled Mexican, guys. He's flat-footed, guys. He swings wide, guys. He's got no skill. He gets hit, guys. I mean, you might as well just say it like that.
I think he does make a lot of mistakes, man. He's been able to overcome them because he's got a good chin from what he's shown so far. But I think Valdez is going to get the job done, man. I really do. I've been saying it. I haven't changed my stance, and there's really nothing that I've seen from Berchelt that makes me change my mind at this point, man. I think that the swinging wild and the chin in the air is going to have it's going to be a problem, man. And I think Valdez is going to expose it. I really do.
What if chin in the air is a problem? Well, why don't you pick Campbell to beat Ryan Garcia?
Well, I thought they were going to fix that. I thought Garcia was going to take care of that. I mean, a little bit. You know, it wasn't as bad as it has been in the past, but sometimes old habits are hard to break, man. And that's definitely got to be addressed with him, because now that we've seen him taste the canvas against a good opponent, but I think Berchelt, man, I don't know, man. I think he's very stubborn in his ways, and I think he only knows one way to fight, man. I really do. I think he's gonna be running into shots, man. If you could take the shots all night long,
bro. You're underestimating him. Tell you right now.
I know he's got power. I know he's tough, but I think he's gonna run into some shit, man. I really do. I think he's gonna be running into some shit all night long.
You're fat. You're talking about, oh, you guys are underestimating Valdez, right? You're underestimating Berchelt. It's like, he has a really good guard, bro. He puts punches together very well. He's a really good body puncher. You know, very active in there, power in both hands. He has a really good hook that he throws to the body, then hooks upstairs. You know, it's kind of hard to tell whether he's going to the body or upstairs. I mean, he's got a good uppercut to the body as well, by the way. I just think you're underestimating him like bad. Got to be honest. Like, your breakdown of Berchelt is not that good. Like, I'm just telling you that right now.
Well, it's not a breakdown. It's just early thoughts. It's just early thoughts. Believe me, I'll go deep when the fight comes close and when I drop my video. Hey, Raider, check your email, bro. I sent you the link. Let me know if it came through. You can come on, chop it up with us for another 10, 15 minutes or so. But that's just early. That's just little stuff that I've seen so far thinking about the fight. That, I mean, you have to admit, man, that wild swinging that he does sometimes.
I don't think it's wild like that, bro. I just don't like people like, you're making it sound like he just like flails away, and it's not what he's doing at all, bro. He hooks. A hook is a mid-range punch. It's what he throws at the mid-range.
What I'm saying is this,
and he does throw right.
I'm not saying that.
He has a really good overhand right that I think you're underestimating a lot. He doesn't do that bad back in, like, on his back foot. I mean, you know, he is offensive minded, you know, but, you know, he's a good finisher. I mean, he's a really skilled fighter. Like, you're making him sound like a brute.
I think he's more brute than anything. I'll say that. I think he's more brute than anything. But now, I'm not saying that he just swings wild like that for every second of every round. I think that when things get funky in there, then he gets wild.
He's got, bro, he can throw uppercuts with both his hands, bro, like power uppercuts from mid-range, from a little farther from the mid-range and on the inside. He's got guys against the ropes and throws uppercuts in there, bro. You're just underestimating what he could do in the ring. Like if I never seen Berchelt fight in my life and I listened to like the way you described him, I swear to God, bro, I would think he's like this fucking nobody. Like, the way you're making it sound.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. I don't know if you've watched any of my, and you should be watching my videos, my breakdowns, but I go over the good and the bad of both fighters. Right now, you know, we're hyping up the fight, so of course I'm going to talk some shit. You know, that's not my full breakdown. Let's not act like that's my full breakdown here. Like, no, man, I'm going to break down both guys, what I see good, what I see bad, and what I see happening. That's what I do all my prediction videos, man. So you'll see when the time comes, but I'm not going to change my mind. I'm telling you right now, man, Valdez is going to win this thing. Raider, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's up? What's cracking? How's it going? Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Good, man. We're doing good, man. How'd you like the interview yesterday, bro?
I was good. That was a good interview, man. It was pretty dope. I liked it. He's I don't believe Ramirez is scared, though. I'll tell you that.
No, we're right there with you, man. We're right there with you. I don't believe any of these guys are afraid of to fight each other, but they got to talk their shit, hype up the fight, and dude, that's a hell of a fight, man. If Ramirez wins against Taylor, whew, that's a big fight, man.
Yeah, I got Ramirez in that one, edging that out, barely though, man, because Taylor is no joke neither. You know what I mean? I think Taylor's probably the better boxer, but Ramirez got that. He got that dog, that heart, that
Yes.
that you're not gonna beat me no matter what. I'm gonna die in here before you beat me. He's got that type of heart. So I think he's gonna make I think he's gonna make it. I think Taylor's probably gonna be outboxing probably Ramirez, and Ramirez is gonna be trying to catch up. But I think at the later rounds, Ramirez is gonna make it a Ramirez fight, and he's gonna force him to exchange. And I think that's when Ramirez is gonna take over and probably edge a 7-5 rounds, split decision or majority or unanimous. But Ramirez got
I don't think it's going to be that hard for him to make it a Ramirez fight personally, because I think Taylor likes to fight. I think he does. I mean, he box and things like that. Yeah, but I don't think he minds mixing it up every now and then. And I think that's going to be his downfall in the fight, man. Is his willingness to trade with a guy like Ramirez, man, is gonna cost him the fight. I think. I really do think that, man. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes the canvas, at least once in the fight. It's going to go 12 though, I think, but I think he might taste canvas, man.
Yeah, that fight's gonna go to a decision. But I mean, that's where he's gonna make a mistake if he exchanges with Ramirez. That's what you don't want to do, right? You don't want to you don't want to fight Ramirez's game because he's good at what he does. Taylor should box him, box him, stick and move around, use lateral movement. But to exchange with him, I don't know if that's a good idea, man.
I know. And that's what got Hooker in trouble, man, because Hooker had the reach and everything, the height, but he was willing to go in there and fight the dog fight with the dog, man, and it cost him, He could have just stayed on the outside, used that reach, but didn't happen. What are your thoughts, D-Style?
Look, Ramirez, Taylor, Taylor's very heavy. He fights very like front foot heavy, and I think that's going to be a mistake against Ramirez. It might have worked with some other guys, but on the inside, I think Ramirez is going to catch him with a bunch of hooks. That's a punch you couldn't get away with in that Regis Progress fight, which is why he looked like the Elephant Man. Like that side was swollen like a motherfucker. Like he couldn't miss that shot. And while Ramirez doesn't hit as hard as Progress, he hits hard enough. And I think the body work will do a number on Taylor. And I got to tell you, like, these European fighters, man, like they have an issue with that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just do, like, stylistically. They have an issue with it. And I don't know if Taylor, like, once Taylor's forced off his front foot, I think he's going to have a lot of problems with Ramirez. But I do agree it goes the distance, though.
Yeah. I agree, man. I think if you're Taylor, right? If you guys were Taylor, if I was Taylor, I think the thing to do would probably be to whatchamacallit,
Box.
No, yeah, box, but frustrate Ramirez, right? Box him and frustrate him, because once you frustrate a fighter like kind of like Ramirez's style, come forward fighter, you frustrate them and they get frustrated and they're not able to hit you. You know what I mean? You take them out of their game, basically. You know what I mean? That's what I would do if I was Taylor. But I think Ramirez is smart enough to engage and make it a Ramirez fight. And just like G Funk said, Taylor's not scared of that neither. So if they start exchanging, man, I Ramirez is gonna beat that ass.
Yeah. Check this out, guys. Now, this is shout out to A-Rod Boxeo in the chat. He just sent me a link. I don't know if this is the guy that everybody's talking about gave Haney some trouble down in Mexico, but there is some footage.
The craziest story, bro. Like if they find a fight he lost his shit.
So here's what we got. Let's check it out, man. Let's see. Let me make the screen.
Gave him trouble or like.
Well, according to Raleigh, he should have lost the fight.
Okay.
But let's see. It's a 3-minute video. Hopefully, we don't get taken down.
Haney, I'll tell you that.
Looks like some good toe-to-toe action right here so far.
It's the most exciting Haney fight I've ever seen. Well, Haney kind of hurt him there, but he's coming back. Look.
Haney's not a big
puncher middle ropes in the way, dude. Like, come on, there we go. There we go.
Oh, no. Oh, there we go.
Haney got hit with an overhand right there.
Looks like
another right.
Looks like this guy's ripping his body too. Pretty good. That's the thing with boxers, man. Like, and you know, Haney can box, but man, when somebody's able to just walk through his power and just stay in his chest all night long, man, that's a tough situation to be in for a lot of boxers. Is this the
fight that the rumor is that they paid off to get a loss off the record, or?
I'm not sure. If somebody knows the guy, because I know that Rolly, whatever his name is, said his name.
Ese güey should have lost his last fight.
This guy's name is Hector Garcia. This guy who he's fighting here.
I just think it's ironic that a dude that should have lost his fight, like, it's like airing somebody out, you know?
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know, man. It looks like an even round to me. I don't know if I could really say who won.
Oh, nice right hand from Haney there.
And where's this Haney, bro? I'm usually bored in his fights. So where's this shit at? Like, when he fights?
I would love to see him. He should have been doing this to Gamboa, but
right.
I mean, didn't happen. Really, I mean, Gamboa is so chinny, man. Like, if a stiff wind hits his chin, he might go down.
17 knockdowns, bro.
17 times he's been down going into that fight.
He's a featherweight. Think about that.
Yeah, 126 guy.
They're going at it, man. Shit.
This is a hell of a fight.
Yeah. Haney's hanging on now.
I don't think that this was the fight that people were talking about, but looks like a good scrap, that's for sure. And I don't know what year this actually.
Man, Haney's getting lit up with right hands in this fight, though.
That's the punch that guys like to throw against that shoulder
was that
roll.
The whole video?
Yeah, it was only like a 3-minute video, so
that was pretty even, though. Pretty even.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that the guy dominated or anything like that.
It was back and forth.
Yeah, we'd have to see the whole fight.
You know what I want to say about Haney, bro? Look, usually, like even Mayweather, he was more aggressive early in his career. Like, I could think of other boxers, but like he fights way too cautious for being as young as he is, which makes me wonder if he has a fucking chin. You know what I mean?
That's the thing.
It's almost like he's trying a little too hard to avoid getting hit. It's almost like he knows something. I wonder if he can take a punch, man.
And if you watch that Santiago fight that he had on the undercard of the KSI Logan Paul, Santiago was able to hit him with a lot of good shots. Now, I don't know what kind of power that dude has. That's the only time I've ever seen that guy fight, but he was able to land some good shots. Now, I'm not trying to say that he was winning the fight or beating up Haney or anything like that, but shots were landing, against a guy like that. And I even seen Gamboa hitting him with plenty of shots when they fought. So it's not like his defense is that good like some of these guys make it. Like, oh, he doesn't get touched. Like, come on, let's just stop it, Everybody gets hit in there, man.
Yeah. No, one of the reasons I came on was to talk about the Berchelt and Valdez, you know what I mean?
Sure. Go ahead, man. Give us your thoughts.
Man, Berchelt is that's an easy, I don't want to say easy, but that's an easy, I think it's an easy win for Berchelt, to be honest with you. Berchelt's too experienced. He's strong. Valdez is good, but I don't know, man. Ever since he came with Reynoso, it looks like he's not fluid. Like he's like stuck. Like he has his habits are not like they're trying to change the way he fights, and he's like in the middle. You know what I mean? Kind of like the trying to get rid of habits, like not fluent. You know what I mean? He's not fluid. Um, and I think just Berchelt, man. I mean, look at Berchelt's record, dude. You know what I mean? Look at the people that he's fought. I mean, who's Oscar Valdez's best win? You think?
I would probably say the Quick fight would probably be his best win. And even the guy he fought in his last fight, I mean, yeah, he's not the most glamorous looking dude, but he's a big tough guy for that weight class, and he was able to stop him. Yeah, Valdez has always been a tough out for a lot of people. I agree with you, and I went in on Reynoso after the fight with that he had his last fight on ESPN with Valdez, and I have to question what they're trying to do with him. They better get that shit together for this fight, because if they don't, it's going to be a bad night for them, no doubt about it. I think the best opportunity for him to win is to fight like he used to. Stop trying to be cute. Stop trying to just move. I feel like there's a lot of wasted movement that I seen in the last fight. Like that's not going to cut it against Berchelt. I think he's gonna have to go back to his old ways, man.
Yeah, see, that's one little issue that I have with Eddie Reynoso. He kind of the fighters he has, he kind of wanted to make him like Canelo, which are good attributes. Don't get me wrong, but every fighter is different. I think he should make Valdez better at what he's already good at. Like whatever he's good at, whatever he's missing, kind of throw that in instead of trying to reinvent the wheel with him. You know what I mean? And he looks like when he fights, you can tell he's kind of like not, I don't know, something about it, like not fluid, like it's not fluid. It's not the Oscar of before, and I don't know if it has to do anything with the jaw, because a lot of people are saying, oh, ever since he broke his jaw, he hasn't been the same. I don't know if that's the reason, but I mean, I don't know. I think Berchelt's too man. Berchelt's good, man. Tank avoided him. Loma avoided him. I don't know, man. He's been in there with what's his face? That Chinito, that Vargas beat. Remember you guys watched that Vargas and Muriaga? What's his name? Takashi Mura.
Oh yeah, the Japanese dude. Yeah.
Mura,
yeah, Maria. Yeah, that's fuck. He beat both those dudes. Berchelt. He beat Vargas twice and that dude.
Yeah, Adam Lopez is a good win for Valdez as well. I mean, I feel like some of these guys, man, that he's been in it with, these are good fighters,
Like that dude Cervania, like I don't remember that fight, man. He was getting like Oscar Valdez was getting hit with some shots, bro. Like Valdez does this thing where he throws a combination and like he admires his work, G-Funky. No, he does. Like he stops and then and he's open, bro. Like
I know exactly what you're talking about. He throws the combination and he stays there instead of jumping out and then coming back in. He stays there for like a second too long.
I say like,
he's definitely
going like, nah, bro, you got to move the fuck out of the way.
He's definitely not a defensive wizard. Neither guy is, in my opinion. That's what makes this fight. I think this is going to be a hell of a fight, man.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Regardless of who wins, I think both guys, man, are going to be able to land some shots on each other. I just think that Valdez's hand speed and he's just really sharp. I like the way he throws his punches, man. I really do. I think they're nice and short. I always favor guys like that with short shots. They just get there quicker, and I feel like they hurt more, man. I feel like they generate more power. That's what I said about Teofimo Lopez going into the Comey fight. I predicted him to win a unanimous decision, but I also said that because a guy like Comey who's so aggressive and throws so many punches, that a guy who throws short, fast shots like Teofimo does, I wouldn't be surprised if he catches him with something and gets him out of there. I'm going to have to say the same thing here, man. Those shots that you don't see are usually the ones that hurt you the most, man.
Yeah. He definitely has good technique. Oscar Valdez has good technique. The way he throws his punches, his stance, everything looks good. It's just I don't know. It's not fluid enough. He kind of like lags a little bit, Kind of like when he's throwing his punch, he kind of calculates it a little too long. Like, okay, I'm gonna throw it right here, and then okay, I'm gonna throw it right here. Like kind of like I'm not saying they're slow punches, but they're like telegraphed, kind of. You know what I mean? I think they're a little telegraph. Berchelt, dude, it's gonna be a good fight because we all know Oscar Valdez. He's a warrior. I mean, he got his jaw broken like in the 5th round against Quig, and he fucking still came back and won the fight with a broken jaw. I mean, that's
Mhm.
mass
That's not an
balls
easy
right
thing to
there.
do. It's not an easy
Yeah,
thing to do, man.
exactly. So that's gonna be a war, man, for sure,
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
gonna be a war.
I think it's gonna be a 7-5, 8-4 win for Berchelt. And I'm taking I'm taking action. Anybody wants any?
Hey, man, I'm not afraid to throw a little money on the line, man. I honestly, I'd rather go through my bookie because the odds are so good. But we could throw a little something down, man. To email me on the side, bro, which you feel comfortable with, and then we'll go from there.
Or you tell me what you're comfortable with. You email me because I'm down for whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to put that money in escrow or straight
Well,
up?
I mean, I put a lot of money down, man. Like I said, that's why I want to keep it private. So
All right. Yeah, yeah. I'm down. I'm down. Yes, no
okay.
doubt. I'm down.
Okay, hey, okay, big high rollers over here.
Well, I got a lot of house money, man. Thank you, Teofimo Lopez. I got a lot of house money, from that one. Took a little hit with Santa Cruz, but it's all good. He was the underdog. So I like the odds from what I heard. I think he's a minus 250 Berchelt. So I think
Minus
it's going to get
250?
I think it's going to get wider as the fight goes on. I think a lot of people are thinking the way that you guys are, and they're going to put some money down on Berchelt. Those odds are going to get wider, man. I think.
Probably.
Yeah, that's good odds for Oscar though. Like whoever wants to bet on Oscar.
Mm-hmm. And I think he's got a good shot at winning, man. I really do, man. Obviously, I think that I'm picking him, but you know what I'm saying. But we got a whole month and a half before that fight happens, and we're just getting warmed up here, baby. We're gonna be talking about this. We're gonna be
I
talking about
just
this
seen
a
it right
lot.
now. It's minus 315 on Bovada right now for Berchelt. Plus 245 Oscar.
Ooh. That's calling me, baby. That's calling me. I'm about to call the bookie, man. I'm about to get him on the line right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one.
Gonna
When
be
is
a
it?
great
February
fight.
what?
20th.
20th,
February
man.
20th.
Yeah. And we could do this, man. Hey, uncensored, like I said, for all you guys out there that are still here. This is an opportunity for you guys to jump on. Look, Raider emailed me. I sent him the link. He came on. We got a little trash talk going right here about the fight. That's what we're gonna do all the way up until the fight, man. All the way up until the fight. We're gonna hype this thing up, man.
Hey, who you guys got in that Choco and Estrada fight?
Estrada.
El Gallo. I'm gonna Gallo.
Yeah, all right, yeah, that's what I got too.
I
honestly thought he beat him in the first fight, dude. I had scored it. I rescored it 7-5.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I felt Estrada won that also. That's gonna, man. I hope that this pandemic is cleared up.
What day is that fight again? What day is it?
That's in March. March something.
15th. March 15th or 13th.
Let me
that's
check.
That's my court.
13th.
That's
March 13th.
Damn.
Yep. Yeah. 2 months, a little over 2 months, man. I got a lot of homeboys that are from Nicaragua, so anytime their guys fight, they always call me.
This Valdez Berchelt, bro. It was gonna happen like right before the fucking pandemic too.
Yep.
So I've been waiting for this shit.
It sure was, man. But we're getting there, man. We got to be patient, man. But look, man, 2021 is starting off with a bang, man. We had a hell of a fight last weekend with Garcia and Campbell. We got a couple weeks off here, but we got Plant coming in at the end of the month. Isn't Kovalev fighting this month too?
Yeah, against that bully dude, or what's his name?
Yeah. So we got a couple fights this month, but I mean, look, February we got a big one, and then March we got a big one. So, hey, man, it's looking good, man. I'm waiting to see what fills in the meantime.
I think Teo's gonna probably get a fight in April. No, he was Teo Senior was saying. I heard him today.
Sometime in the spring, sometime in the spring. I'm thinking, man, March, April, something like that. Man, I hope this pandemic is over by then because I got to have my homeboys over, man. I'm telling you, anytime Chocolatito or back in the day, Mayorga, anytime these guys are fighting, man, these guys, man, they go hard. They go hard for the country, man. And it's always a good time, So I'll have I have about 40 people here that night, man, for sure.
Yeah, man, I miss the fight parties, man, for sure. So,
yep.
Especially the Canelo ones, man. Let's get off the hook on me.
Well, you're in Califas, right?
Yeah. I'm in LA.
Okay, yeah. Well, we're planning on doing something, man, when the pandemic's over, man. We'll
Yeah,
try to get together, man. You're in California, so if you can make the trip.
yeah, no, yeah. I told Black and Brown también, and I told that for him. I'm like, hey, man, fucking, because he comes down here to San Bernardino sometimes.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna. We haven't met up yet, obviously, because of the pandemic and stuff. But when there's gonna be when everything's back opened up, man, we should all catch a fight, And you guys know a lot of the fights are down here too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Exactly, exactly.
so where are you at these styles? You're in Texas?
I'm in
El
Texas.
Paso.
Yeah.
Oh, pues plan a trip. Un carro, 2
It's
days,
actually like it's about
2 días.
11-hour drive or so.
That's it.
Yeah,
I thought it
because
was like
I'm
2
right at
days.
the tip, like right next to New Mexico. Like, you know what I mean?
Charlie
Oh, all right.
Holmes, take a flight, man.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
it's probably one-way flight right now is cheap as fuck, but it's fucking pandemic. Fuck that.
Yeah, you don't want to fly now. When this shit's
Yeah.
all clear, man. When it's all clear, we're gonna plan something, man. Do
Dude,
something here
there
in
was
California.
crazy shit. Like,
Yeah.
remember we're supposed to go to the Hard Rock for the fucking Tyson Jones fight, and then the
I know,
pandemic
man.
hit.
We were supposed to cover that fight, bro, and the fucking pandemic, But
Just drive over here, but don't drive in a Cutlass, Just
Nah,
Cutlass.
take my Camaro.
Yeah, we're gonna hook up soon, man. All the guys. There's a lot of the carnales that are in the chat, all from Northern and Central California too. So we're gonna hook up, man. We're gonna get D-Style out here, but we're gonna go out to his neck of the woods too and check out a fight, man. We can't just have him traveling all the time,
Yeah,
so,
for sure. I'm down to go too.
Yep.
I'm
So
down.
that's why we got to
yeah.
build this HCP thing, man. You know what I'm saying? We get together, watch fights, all that good shit, man. So
Yeah, no, it's crazy because Black and Brown, he's the one that kind of like told me about you guys. You know what I mean?
mhm.
A couple months ago. I remember. You guys remember when I came on the first time, maybe a couple months ago on here?
Yeah, I remember.
We were talking about
I
the.
thought you were throwing shots at G-Funky. I remember.
Nah. Man, you know how it gets. When you talking boxing, you fucking.
Oh yeah,
I know.
dude.
I
That's the
was
best
like,
thing
"Hey,
about
shit,
it, man.
what's going on here? I'm getting jumped right here."
That's the best thing about sports talk in general, man. Like, I remember when I was, like I said, when I got my first job, there was all the guys I watch sports talking over in this section. You go over there, guys getting heated back and forth. Like, that's just a part of it, man. And nobody got pissed. Nobody took it personal. That's just the way we are, man. And that's fun. That's what makes it fun. I love it, man. But
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure, man. I mean, that's what we need. Like I don't like going to those other channels where they're biased and you can't, if you don't agree with them, they're gonna block you and
yeah,
you know. I don't like.
I don't do that shit here, man. And we don't do that shit over on D-Styles either, man. Like, when we say stuff, like, we actually believe what we say and we stand on our square. I firmly believe that if a guy is saying things and he doesn't want to hear any different or talk to anybody that has a difference of opinion, I'm gonna just assume that you don't believe what you're saying. Like, why not talk about it? What's the big deal? Like, block this motherfucker, get him out of here, and all this bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, not everybody's gonna agree with what you say or D-Style says or what I say. I mean, we're all different. We all have different views. But on those other channels, man, you gotta be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You gotta
I mean,
agree or whatever.
look,
Yeah, keep your
everybody,
ass out.
just about everybody's against me on the Valdez Berchelt. So
Yeah.
it is
No,
what it
and you know
is,
what?
man.
You know what? Too. You guys remember when you guys did the Triple G rescore? You and D-Styles.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
when
in
I
the chat.
educated G-Funky. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I was watching. I was hearing you guys, and D-Style, you actually brought up some good points on when Canelo won the rounds, and G fucking sometimes you didn't say what Triple G how he won the round as much as what Canelo didn't do. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right. It was probably even fight. You know what I mean?
Well,
When I watched it, I thought it was an even fight. So
that's one of those fights that you'll have guys on one side of the fence or the other, and they won't come over. I mean, there's a lot of fights in history of boxing like that. I mean, one of them that I could just think of right off the back of my head is Hagler Leonard. That
Yeah,
fight
no, you
there
know,
will always be, one guy. People strongly feel Leonard won. The other people strongly feel Hagler. It's
yeah,
just one. Triple G and Canelo's the same way.
you know what too? I agree with that because even the Ryan Garcia fight where Campbell, right? I watched your when you were commenting on the fight, and a couple other channels, and some channels had Campbell winning that fight. You know, just like with you were like, oh, Campbell's winning.
I had him up
At
by
the end,
just one. Yeah, and it was because of the
yeah,
knockdown. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But there's some other channels that like had, oh, Ryan won almost all the rounds. You know,
Mhm.
so I was like, damn, like I thought Campbell maybe won like two rounds, three the most, but yeah, and that 10-9 round too was kind of weird. I think the judge had Ryan winning the round, but with the knockdown, they gave it. And it's a 10 point must system, right? So that's probably
Yeah.
why it's a 10-9 and not a 10-8.
Well, I have my scorecard here. I gave Ryan the first round, and then I had him picking up steam. He was building momentum. I gave him the last 2 rounds. Obviously, the fight ends in the 7th. I gave Campbell rounds 2, 3, and 4, and he gets the extra point in the second round for the knockdown. But round 4, I have marked as a swing round and I gave that round to Campbell. So that's a round that could have gone to Garcia on a lot of people's cards, and hey.
Yeah, no, it was a close fight, anyways. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what we want, anyways, right? We want those fights,
Exactly.
those good fucking fights like that. You know what I mean?
That's what makes the sport special, man. Big fights that are
Yeah.
50-50 that go back and forth, guys getting dropped, guys getting hurt. Like, that's what makes the sport fucking great, man.
Hey, I don't know if you have time. I got a question for you guys real quick. I don't know. Ahora si tienen tiempo. What do you guys think about? I've heard a lot of that, like, it's like down the middle, right? Ryan versus Tank. Obviously at 135. What do you guys got in that fight and why?
I think it's a 50-50 fight. That's right now until it gets signed. I see advantages for both guys. Obviously, Tank to me he's not a true lightweight at this point. He's had one fight there against a broken down Gamboa, and he didn't look the best in that fight. Came in out of shape. So, Garcia's a guy we know he always comes in top shape, but we did see some flaws in his last fight. As well as with Tank, Leo was hitting him with some putazos, like before that fight was stopped. So, I think it's a 50-50 fight. That's going to be my opinion as of right now. What do you think, D-Style?
As of right now, I slightly favor Tank. I'm like 60-40 favoring Tank, but that's just because I think Tank will catch Garcia in that chin, man. I do. I just don't see Garcia going through a whole fight. Now, I mean, I don't know. I haven't sat down and really analyzed it, but that's how I feel about it at the moment.
What do you think, Raider?
Yeah, I actually have it a close fight too. I have a 60-40 for Garcia though. Just for the simple fact that just like you said, Tank's only had one fight at 135, and his power wasn't. It didn't come out right. He couldn't knock out and finish an old Gamboa. That's chinny.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you Tank's defects. Right. Tank had only fights fighters that are mostly smaller than him, right, and have no power to keep them off Tank.
Yeah.
They don't have power to keep him off Tank. Even the Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz didn't even have power at 126, let alone at 130. Right. So, and he was able with coming forward and kind of making Tank fight off the back foot a little bit when Leo was coming forward and Leo was having success. He was able to take him to 7 rounds, and that's a no defense little Leo Santa Cruz with no power even at 130. Took him to 7 rounds. Right.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia. I mean, but let me finish with Tank. Tank does have power though, right? He's a good fighter. He's got skills. He knows how to set up shots. His only problem is when people are aggressive against him and he's kind of fighting off that back foot or kind of staying in the pocket and letting the other guy hit him, he gets touched up. He gets touched up. And Ryan, we all know Ryan does leave his chin in the air. That's like the thing that's going around everywhere. But I think he made one mistake on that fight. You know, he dropped his hands. Everybody saw he dropped both hands down, and that was a mistake. Maybe he leaves that chin open because that's his fighting style, and that's probably a reason why he baits guys to come in and he hits them with the left hook. Ryan's taller. He's lengthier. He's faster. I don't know if he has more power, but it's sure right there with Tank, right?
Yeah.
And I think he does have the power to keep Tank off of him. So when they come and meet in the middle, and Ryan's putting that pressure, how is he gonna? He does have the power to keep Tank off of him. So, and I can see him land a big shot too, man. Both of those guys can either land big shots, but I see Ryan's getting there faster because he is the faster guy. But I mean, either one can win, you know. That's what I think of that.
It would depend on the game plan. Like,
sorry about that, guys.
I think Reynoso would kind of like. It's kind of like the opposite of what he has to deal with, like having Canelo against the long, lengthy guys at 168. But he'll kind of know, like I don't know, like I think they'll kind of know how to, like, this is what the tall guys, when the tall guys do this, you know, it gives Canelo problems type of deal. You know what I mean? So they might be able to like create a game plan with that. I think the one thing that's going to beat Tank, whoever fights, like I think Theo beats him. For sure, but the one thing that's going to beat Tank is the jab. Like there was times where like Leo Santa Cruz would time the jab, or time the combination that Tank was going to throw, and he would jab him right, and Tank would like throw a whole combination like in midair, like when he got jabbed in the face. It's just that Leo didn't like stay focused enough to just use his jab and just try to box him on the outside. He started slugging it out with Tank. You know, but I think Ryan's gonna have to utilize the jab. Like that's the main thing. My only like concern with Ryan, like if you look at that fight again with Luke Campbell, the dude closes his eyes in the middle of exchanges. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he would close his eyes, man, when they were like exchanging with one another, and I just that's the one thing that worries me. Like with Ryan, if he gets in there with a puncher, you know what I mean? That's the only thing.
I think again the footwork and the lead foot against the southpaw is something that he's gonna like. I was expecting him to do that against Campbell, especially because he had the lead hand so far out early in the fight. He was just, you know, like that's perfect for you to just stay on the outside of that lead foot and throw that left hook that he likes to throw. He just didn't do that. You could do that against Tank too, because Tank's a southpaw as well. Go ahead, Raider.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think Ryan should fight tall. He should fight lengthy. You know, fight an outside fight, and just come in and out, dude. Come in and out. Use lateral movement, and pressure him too at the same time. You know, change it up. Don't let Tank time you. And he's gonna win that fight. I mean, we all know that Tank gets touched up. You know what I mean? He does get touched up. It's not he doesn't have the best defense. I mean, he does use lateral movement, all that good stuff. All those skills are but mostly based on offense. His defense is I mean, he doesn't fight off the back foot. I mean, look at Canelo. I mean, Canelo when he fought Triple G, you know, who in the hell ever made Triple G fight off the back foot? You know what I mean? Like Canelo was probably the first guy, you know what I mean? And the results were, I mean, you see, you know what I mean? Look at Andy Ruiz too. Andy Ruiz made Joshua fight off the back foot in the first fight, you know what I mean? And he fucking got stopped. And then Joshua changed it up the next fight and he fought off the back foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a good fight though. It's kind of, I would have to do a little bit more digging on the styles, but
I will say though, man, some of those shots Leo landed on Tank, because he was piecing them up with combos at times, you know.
Mm-hmm.
If that's fucking Ryan, like Ryan puts him to sleep, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Tank doesn't. He doesn't fight off the back foot. He can't. He just stays there and takes the shots, and then looks for a counter. You know.
Yeah, he's a mid-range guy.
Yeah, yeah,
Tank, you know?
and think about this, dude. If Leo wouldn't have got caught with that shot, just say, because he obviously, we know he's not defensively responsible, right? He's,
Right.
I mean, he's just a come forward guy. He's got skills, he's got experience, but I mean, he made a mistake. He's not defensively responsible. He was able to take him to 7 rounds. What would have happened if he would have knocked him out, and it would have gone a distance? What would have
It
happened?
would have been interesting. I think it would have been interesting, and we heard Santa Cruz's corner tell him, you know, going into that last round, look, we think he's getting tired. Let's step on the gas a little bit. You know, sorry to take him to deep water and shit. You know, like that's what I was banking on. I was banking that Leo would be able to at least try to avoid getting hit with something big, or if he did, he'd be able to take it. You know, because he has shown a good chin throughout his career, but he couldn't take the
A lot of
power and
people
got out of there.
I don't like a lot of people like they do this thing where like if their favorite fighter or the favorite, it doesn't even have to be their favorite, but if the favorite like obviously struggles and gets hit a lot, like Tank did in the Leo fight, because I think Leo was giving him a tough fucking fight, you know.
Yeah, that was a close fight.
And everybody knows it, but then they do this thing like where like he got knocked out, and then they change the narrative. Like, oh well, Tank could have knocked him out whenever he wanted to. He just wanted to give the fans a good fight, or like,
yeah, no,
that's crazy.
It's like stupid. Oh, he could have done that in the first round, or you know what? Once Tank felt his power, he wasn't worried about it, so he just let him hit him. Like, you know, like I don't know if I buy that shit, bro. Nobody just wants to get hit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like just like you say, you know, if you put Ryan in that fight against Leo, if Ryan, you switch Leo and Ryan places that night, no way, dude. Like what fight of Ryan can you say if you would have put Tank in there? Tank would have beat Ryan.
Or let me ask you guys this: like, imagine if they put Leo Santa Cruz in the ring with Ryan Garcia.
Ooh,
oh my god!
I think it ends earlier. I do, but it's just, you know, Ryan's throws a lot more volume, just different style clashes. You know, like Tank's a guy that kind of tries to wait around and slip and counter. You know, do the pull counter stuff from mid range. Different fight. I think he ends them too. You know,
or even a Gamboa with the one leg.
I don't even want to think about it,
bro. like he's not consistent. Like, well, what if he comes out of shape and shit? You know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing. People got mad at me when I said that. You know, but it's true. You know,
he had a fucking pudgy stomach. Like, what is it to get mad about? You know,
he's missed weight. He had to get on the scale multiple times against Gamboa. So I mean, it's not like I'm hating when I say the guy has had trouble making weight. He has.
Here's the other problem, bro. Both Gamboa and Leo landed combinations on Tank. Like, everybody gets hit, right? But at that level, to be getting hit with combinations, like cabrón, like, that's crazy. You know, he got hit with several combos, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just fights little dudes or big names, people that are. I mean, I like Tank, but I just don't like his opponents. He doesn't fight anybody that are his level. You know what I mean? It looks. I'll put it to you like this. Somebody told me this, and I agree 100% with. Tank's been fighting like if he was in an arcade, he's fighting on easy mode.
Yeah,
he's fighting on easy mode. That's why he looks so good. Well, it's like that dude at the arcade. Remember when we were kids? You go to the arcades or that 7-Eleven or whatever. You're playing Street Fighter, and then you're beating everybody there. But and then it becomes easy, and then you just beat everybody. But what happens when you go to that other arcade where that other dude is good?
Yeah,
what's gonna happen there? Yep. You know what I mean?
I'm saying the same thing for Haney too.
Yeah,
you know, but that's the thing, man. Like, these guys, if they just step it up, start fighting some good fighters, good fights, man, it makes a fight with Teofimo or whoever's at the top of the division a much bigger fight.
Haney's playing on, like, he put the quarters on both sides, and like, nobody's playing on the other side mode.
Because Haney doesn't want to fight. How he just going backwards? He's just going backwards. He's blocking the whole fight.
Well, guys, I gotta say, man, this has been good. Raider, I'm glad you decided to jump on, man. You know, this is your guys' platform as well, man. Like D Style and I, we're here every week, but we like to have you guys come in and talk with us on boxing, whether you agree or disagree. No big deal here, man. That's what we do. But any last words you want to say, Raider, before I wrap it up, man?
No, man. No, thank you for having me on, man. Everybody subscribe to G Funky and D Styles. Good channels, got a lot of knowledge. But yeah, man, thank you for having me on, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Huh? Peace out.
Sure.
Anytime, brother. You take care of yourself. D Style, man. Anything you want to say before we wrap up this one, man?
Man, how old is Cho Lopez? 40 ounce, like Street Fighter at the 7-Eleven. Ah, cabrón. Like,
I used to
what
play
type of
games there too.
7-Eleven did you have, bro? Like, I don't remember that shit, but
We
I
had-
remember the Peter Piper, bro. Like, but not so much for Street Fighter, but for Mortal Kombat. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The long lines, and this was the rule. Like, once you got there, you put your quarter, and you got to keep playing as long as you kept beating the person next to you. You kept playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway, man, hey, shout out to everybody. It's been a long day for me, but I'm about to pass out. But other than that, hey, join us on the roundtable tomorrow in the chat, man, on my channel. Don't miss that, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Absolutely. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. I think that's 6 Mountain Time Central. So make sure you guys are there. You know, the roundtable is always good, man. We have a lot of people there. So make sure that you guys are there. I see LT, man. Did you just pop up or you've been here the whole time? You know, I just said Killer Instinct was the best. Yeah, I remember the long lines for Street Fighter as well, guys. But yeah, man, I want to thank all of you guys, you know, all the carnales that showed up in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you to D-Style. Thank you to Raider Boxing. This has been another great show, guys. Let's keep this HCP thing rolling, man, so we could, you know, have a good year, man. So for D-Style Boxing, this is G Funky. We're out. Peace.